Hey guys, it's Seth with Stage Right. Today we're going to do a product review on the MXR EVH 5150 Overdrive pedal. Just got this pedal the other day and added it to the board. So far I love it. This is one of those pedals that Eddie worked directly with MXR to come up with that sound that he really wanted to express his style. And I think they did a great job of it. I love it so far, and it's one of those pedals that you can really get a lot out of, even though it's just one effect. So we're just going to go through left to right on the pedal, show you every knob, what it does, and we'll just kind of briefly go through this so you guys can hear and see what it can do. The first thing we have on here is it's lit up by an orange LED. It's one of the little knobs on the left. It's the gate, and what this does is it cuts off the extra noise that Overdrive's pedals produce that comes through your amp. It just cuts that sound out so that you're not hearing that static sound all the time. So I love it, especially for playing live. It's just a great one for the portions of the songs where you're not playing. It'll keep that silent for you. The next knob we have on here is the output knob. And this is just simply your volume control. The thing about this too is you want to be strategic in how you set it if you are going to use this pedal, because if you can easily crank it higher than what your amp volume will be. So that might be disruptive if you're playing live or something like that. So you just kind of want to gauge based on what your amp volume is. I usually leave it a little bit louder than my clean channel. That way I get a little more punch in the solos and that volume gain too. So going on to the next three knobs here, we have our bass, mid, and treble. And this is just simply your EQ settings. You can get a lot of tonality range with these three, and you'll find that playing with that, you can get an array of different tones just from doing the EQs on that. But I've got it set up just in kind of a standard like high mids, lower bass and treble, so that I can EQ on my amp doing it that way. So I just have it at one setting and I just leave it at that, and most people will probably do that too. But moving on, we have the gain, and this is where you're really going to find the differences in what this pedal can do, because if you leave the gain at a lower setting, it's going to sound more of like your kind of standard 70s classic rock sound, just kind of a slightly overdriven sound. But then once you crank it up, towards like a 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock setting, that's going to sound like hardcore Van Halen, like soloing, that style. You'll get a lot of sustain setting it up that high, and that's kind of what I use it for, is those, because I like to use this during like soloing and stuff like that, just because of all that sustain that you can get. So I really love that setting and playing with that, and I will adjust that on the fly sometimes, just depending on what song I want to play or whatever. But this next button we have here, it's not actually a knob, it's just a press-in button, and that's your boost button. And that's simply what it says, it's a boost. You press that in, and it's just going to give you a little bit extra punch, a little bit extra sustain. And it's just kind of one of those fine adjustment settings. So you just kind of play with that and see what you like. But I'll go ahead and show you a little bit of what this pedal sounds like and how I use it, and so I'll play clean too so that you can hear the differences in what you're really getting out of this. And for this, I'm just going to kind of leave it at the standard setting. I might adjust the gain a little bit. But yeah, here's the clean, how it's going to sound. And you'll notice a huge difference once I click this on. So yeah, like you could hear there, a lot of sustain. Those notes were ready to ring out forever. And another way that I can kind of help you see the sustain and what you'll get out of it is finger tapping. That's one of those things that you really need a lot of sustain for. And you can do it clean, but it just doesn't sound as good, and you'll hear that here. So yeah, it just adds a lot of punch and a lot of grit to those solos, and overall it just has a great feel to it. It's not too muddy, because I've had a lot of distortion pedals where it just muddies up the sound and you can't really get a clean, crisp note out of it. But this, I feel like it's got that grit, but you can hear every note, and I really love that. And I will show you one other cool thing that I love about this, and that's when you have it engaged. Well, there you can also hear that it gates it. But other than the gate, I love the volume control from your guitar and how that changes the way that this effect will shape your sound. So if I have it down on like a 3 or 4 setting and I play something, it's going to sound more of that like classic, just kind of overdriven sound. But then when I crank that volume up, it's going to sound like you're ready to play some Van Halen. So all in all, I really love this pedal, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone that's looking to get an overdrive pedal. You can get, like I said, a huge array of sounds and tones to it, which makes it really versatile for any kind of playing style. So I hope this review was helpful, and stay tuned for more coming up. Thanks for watching.